everybody, Josh12 back here again with another video, and I'm here with another Dragon Ball Super video, and I'm here to give you my official review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 56. Now, of course, if you've not seen this episode already, please go check it out, because this review may contain spoilers. But that being said, let's get into the newest episode of Dragon Ball Super. Now, of course, as a side note, keep in mind that this is my late review, so, I don't really know at what point this review will be uploaded onto my channel. And also, on another side note, if you hear any major background noise, it's because it's been storming like a hurricane outside all day. And I've consistently tried to do this review multiple times throughout the day, but it seems that this storm, aka rain, doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon, so I'm just going to try and, push right through it and just get this review done so I can get it off my fucking back and onto my fucking YouTube channel. So with that being said and done, let's get into Dragon Ball Super. Now this episode 56, was phenomenal. It was a really good freaking episode, and I'm not going to lie, it could be possibly one of the best episodes of Dragon Ball Super as a whole, and definitely one of the best episodes within the Future Trunks arc. Now, with that being said, pretty much the overall plot of the episode is that Team Super Saiyan, the Holy Trinity themselves, Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta, have reached Future Trunks' timeline in the future, and of course are now on a full assault against Black for the heart and soul of Future Trunks' timeline. And that's pretty much the general gist that we get here. We get a great battle with Vegeta and Black, we get to see Black's new Super Saiyan form, and of course the big reveal as to who Black is technically working for, which of course I'm pretty sure at this point in time you already know who it is. But let's leave that stuff, the goodies of the fucking episode, for the later half of this review. Let's focus on the slower stuff, but the stuff that I really didn't expect this episode to really approach. Now, overall, a large portion of the episode is focused on the lifestyle of Future Trunks' world. Now, I think the great thing about the episode as a whole is that as Goku and Vegeta press on in their, study process of understanding what Future Trunks has kind of been going through, we get a nice perspective, in retrospect, of what the human people of Earth in this timeline have been really going through, because we always get the perspective of Trunks. We always get to see what he's been going through. We get to sympathize with him and all of his endeavors, and we always get references all to the future, the androids, the Black, this and that. We always get these references of the history of Trunks. However, we never get to see it. We never get to see a legitimate point of view from someone who's not Future Trunks, which I thought was really great. We got to see the dwindling numbers of the human race try to fight and to survive and try to continue to be and exist, and it was like a really good anime Dragon Ball version of the Great Depression almost. It just looked amazing. You have children who are in fear, people who are sick, soldiers fighting for their lives to survive and for the rest of the existence of humanity. It was really great stuff, and I like the fact that Dragon Ball Super and Toei Animation decided to spend majority of the episode focusing on the human lifestyle and the human lives in general of this timeline / universe, which was great. And we got to see some really great moments on top of that with Goku and Vegeta, and specifically Vegeta releasing Capsule Corporation equipment, and specifically food and meals for people to eat, and medicine for people who are sick, and various things like that. Which is really cool, and stuff that not even great superhero movies of today do. So it was really nice to have that counterbalance of we get the epic badass action in the later half of the episode, but for the most part, this first half focuses on the depth and the carnage and just the despair that these characters are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So really cool stuff there. Also, on a side note, really nice to see Yajirobe still hanging in there, or as I like to call him, the Paul Costa of the Dragon Ball universe. But overall, not really much major spoilers there, or major, mind-bending kind of crazy shit that went down there, other than the fact that Yajirobe's still alive in Future Trunks' timeline, and Korin's dead, and there's no more Senzu beans. So that's pretty much something that we've already known for some time, but kind of cool to see that Yajirobe's still hanging in there. But overall, we transition from all that kind of stuff with the big creme de la creme Mai and Trunks meeting up for the first time again. And overall, I'm not gonna lie, there are things about Dragon Ball Super that baffles me, and as much as I love the Mai Trunks relationship, there's so many questions that get brought up when you have this moment where Trunks and Mai meet up again. Because even though as a little girl inside of me or whoever the fuck, you get the feeling of like, oh, you get the feels of like, holy shit, they're together again. Are they gonna kiss? Probably not. Who gives a shit? They did stuff. They did stuff. They were through some shit and now they're back again together. It's like fucking Milo and Otis or some shit like that. It's really nice. However, as a practical person, like I like to think like I kind of would like to think I am, you kind of get the idea that how is it freaking possible that anyone is still living? Because realistically, Black despises humans. He doesn't like humans. He does not like mortals. So with his power, and based on his new transformation, the gigantic power boost that he has gotten, how the fuck is it possible that humans are still alive? It makes no sense. Like, by this point in time, every human on the face of the planet should be annihilated, but they're not. They're still there. They're still living. They're still, turtle power in the fucking sewers. So, whatever. It is what it is. That can slide, because it's not a big thing. It's a nitpick. And then you have the Mai thing where it's like, in both anime and manga, she gets wrecked. So how the fuck is she still alive when she just got, blasted into oblivion in the anime and then blasted into oblivion in the manga, but still find it possible to survive from such wounds when she's just a regular human with no form of ki energy and no form of fighting skills? How the fuck is she possible to survive such attacks? Makes no fucking sense. But of course, Dragon Ball Super, they were like, fan service that shit up. Like we do with most Dragon Ball Super content. Let's fan service that shit up because why not? So, overall, these are just nitpicks that I had with the opening service of the episode. But overall, my positives outweigh the many nitpicks, so it's not really that big of a deal. But at the end of the day, it does make zero to no sense as to how human life is still existing and how Mai survived the wounds and attacks she got in both manga and anime within Super. But whatever, it is what it is. We transition from that where Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta go on a full assault on Black, and we get an epic battle between Black and Vegeta. And I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people seem to be extraordinarily pissed off with the whole Vegeta losing the fight. For me personally, I never really thought it was that big of a surprise that Vegeta would end up losing his fight with Black, because his fight was very reminiscent of his fight with Hit, and I really felt like he just kind of went into it stupid. I feel like Vegeta has the skill to be a good fighter, but he's not meant to be. And I don't know if it's because Akira Toriyama still, to this day, feels that Vegeta is not technically meant to be the hero, and maybe it's just like Toei Animation and their desire to do fan service to create Vegeta's hero archetype up more in this series especially. But at the end of the day, as a hardcore fan of both Vegeta and the series, I always feel that Vegeta, at his core, is not a main superhero character. He's not a quarterback. He's not gonna fucking, do a fucking epic kick and get all the way, and fucking dodge all the attacks and get all the way to the home run where he's gonna win. He's not gonna win it off. He's not gonna win all the marbles. By the time he gets halfway in, it's all over, Johnny. It's fucking done for him. And that's how I feel he is. He's not he's not gonna win it all. He's the clutch. He's the guy who's gonna fucking come in with the final cool attack where it's possible for the guy who's gonna come in for the win to get that win. Without Vegeta, you don't get the main win. And that's the importance of the character. He's not gonna be the guy like Goku who's gonna release the final spirit bomb or Kamehameha or whatever to defeat the main villain, but he's gonna be there to fucking get the main villain weakened enough for said character like a Goku or a Gohan or whoever to get the final attack. And I feel like at its core, regardless of what fan service or fan Saiyan boys and or girls say, that's what his character's like. So it wasn't a huge surprise that he ended up losing his fight against Black. And it is what it is. It was a cool fight as it stood. I feel like his attacks, his motives, his overall defense was pretty on point. But for the most part, he was really no match for Black. Story-wise and, character-wise. Development overall, he was just never going to win, especially considering that the fight itself lasted like the last, 5 fucking minutes of the episode. So of course he's not going to win the fight right out of the gate. This is toy animation we're talking about. Of course they're going to fucking milk this shit up for like the next 5 episodes as much as they can. So yeah, Vegeta losing, not a huge surprise on my point. I will admit that his fight was pretty cool, and of course we get the big reveal of Black's new form, Super Saiyan Rose, which is something that a lot of people have been talking about for months, weeks, days. It's been a crazy ride. It's been Super Saiyan Whites, the Super Saiyan Pinks, the Super Saiyan fucking Rose. And for me personally, I know I stated in my last review I was going to rant about this, but after witnessing the episode in full and what Black can do in the Super Saiyan form, I will say 2 things. Number 1, I like his powers and abilities. I like what Black is capable of as a Super Saiyan Rose. It just umps up his ability to be a good antagonist and a good villain for Goku and Vegeta. He is truly a menace. He is truly a force of nature not to be fucked with, because when you go into this episode, you're kind of given the idea that, okay, well, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are going to just come in, kick his ass, and be done with it. We saw Goku fight Black as a Super Saiyan 2, and it was like, you know what? If we were being realistic here, Goku probably could have kicked his ass in like 5 seconds. Whatever. But now we got the Trinity here. We got Team Super Saiyan on this shit. Of course he's not going to win, but then Black comes in and just completely annihilates Vegeta with this humongous boost in energy. So I have to say, I didn't like the idea of Toriyama and Toy Animation introducing a new Super Saiyan transformation. I never liked the idea. However, I do like what Black is capable of doing with his new power. So on that front, I say huge kudos, huge plus. On my negative side, I really don't understand how that form is so powerful. Like, once again, it's a nitpick, a lot like the mind human stuff, but at its core, it's like, okay, how the fuck is Black able to do that? And he kind of gives like a half-ass explanation where he's kind of like, well, now I have leaked into all of Goku's power, now I can do anything. And it's like, okay, sure, you have Goku's body, you're more in keen with his power, so sure, you're able to do a lot of things, but that doesn't technically make any sense because even Ginyu had a hard enough time to adjust to Goku's body. Granted, Black has had more time to adjust to the body, but even at that, it's like whatever. And then on top of that, it took Goku years, decades to get as powerful as he is now. It took him forever to get the Super Saiyan Blue, but yet it took Black like what, half a week or a week at most in the fucking future alternate timeline to be stronger than Super Saiyan God Blues? Is that what you're fucking telling me? That's like super half-ass storytelling. I mean, like at least with the atrocious Frieza, Golden Frieza shit, at least they give like a half-ass explanation where he was like, oh well, I trained for like 3 months with Tagoma or whatever the fuck that idiot's name was, and now I'm Golden Frieza. But in this fucking episode, he's just like, now I have reached all this power because I've become one with Goku's body or whatever the fuck. Like, dude, you could hardly take on Super Saiyan 2 and now you're stronger than Super Saiyan Blues. That makes no fucking sense. Super Saiyan Rose, it's the Broly debacle all over again. It's like, it's just a super power transformation for a character that makes no sense. And as much as I like what Black is and what he stands for and what he can do, it's the power scaling is off majorly when it comes to this. So as it stands, on one hand I like it, on the other hand I don't. And as it stands, I'm not a big fan of Akira Toriyama introducing more Super Saiyan transformations. I feel like after God he should have stopped, which was his original idea, but I guess Like when it came to Resurrection F, he was like, first I did red, now to do blue. Or Toymation was like, hey, we need more toys, asshole. Make some fucking new transformations, and he did it or whatever. I don't know. But at its core, it's like, Super Saiyan Pink or Rose or whatever anybody wants to call it. I will admit Black is a superior villain when he's in such power, but at its core, I don't really feel it was necessary to create that transformation, nor does it make sense that he can be that powerful with such little amount of time given to him. And really no real explanation. So, as it stands, overall, Super Saiyan Rose, it is what it is. I feel like it's far superior to Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, like, Super Saiyan Blue may look cooler, but Super Saiyan Rose at least kicks some ass. I mean, like, he's creating, I mean, granted, lots of characters have done this in the past, but this was more or less like a solid force that he can do. So, really cool stuff there. And he completely annihilated Vegeta, like, right at the gate. So, you could tell he's completely on a whole different level, which is pretty interesting. Although I still wish they shouldn't have done like Super Saiyan fucking They should have done Super Saiyan Purple or something like that. I don't know. He just looks stupid with pink hair. I can't help it. Like when he has the key surrounding him with the purplish, bluish, black key that he has, it looks cool. But then when he doesn't have it, he has like regular pink hair. It just looks straight up stupid. So, but overall, it is what it is. The episode itself, really cool. I think the fight was great. The Goku versus Black stuff seems to be a real challenge. And of course, we get the big reveal, which is who Black is working for. And at the end of the day, we find out that Zamos is not technically Black, or at least from what it seems, yet he's working with Black. He's been working with Black this entire time. So, they know each other. He's given this ability or whatever, and Zamos wants Goku dead. That's what he wants. He wants Goku dead. He wants Goku to be annihilated by himself. So it is what it is. It's very interesting, twisty, topsy-turvy kind of storytelling, but overall I liked how they approached it, and it just begs the question, which is, okay, if Black is not technically Zamos, who the fuck is Black? Where did he come from? How did he get Goku's body? How did Zamos get this guy so powerful? It's very strange. We're going to have to find out in future episodes, hopefully with the next one. But as it stands, it was very interesting and definitely a good twist. But overall, the episode itself, really great stuff, man. The dialogue was great. Conversations were great. The importance of giving back to the human life was great in the future. The battles were pretty cool. Black continues to dominate as the main antagonist for the series. It's going to be sad to really see him go, because as much as Super Saiyan Rose is stupid as fuck, and it is, he's a fucking boss villain. I mean, he fucking took out Vegeta like nothing. He's taking on like Goku like if it's nothing. So he's a threat. He is kicking ass. So it's going to be hard for Super to recreate another great villain after this happens. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, the episode was great. I also really loved the animation artwork for this episode. I guess seeing as how Toymation was having this special edition Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F Future Trunks edition release prior to this episode, I guess they were like, fuck it, we did some cool animation for that special, let's put some good animation in this one, and they killed it. The animation artwork looked amazing, the atmosphere, the depth, the design, everything just looked really top-notch and good in this episode. It was very pristine, maybe not to an extent of a movie level, but for the TV show, it was really good and awesome and epic, and I love this episode. It's really good, really dark, lots of stakes just really cool development within this saga, and I can't wait to see what happens in future episodes. But overall, let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. Also, if I can, for a quick second, take more of your time and I guess give my personal thoughts on the Future Trunks edition of Resurrection F. First off, I feel like this should have happened a long time ago. They probably should have done this, obviously to make the Z movies a little bit more canon, but whatever, it is what it is. And I do love the fact that they took the time to reanimate some stuff and add Future Trunks to Resurrection F. I thought that was really cool. And plus, the Goku versus Frieza fight was far superior. I love the fact that they went back and reanimated it. It was far superior to Kai. It felt like the manga brought to life. Of course, the artwork is still not there completely, but it was still freaking phenomenal. So overall, the Future Trunks edition, it was kind of a waste, but especially timing-wise. But overall, I do appreciate what they're going for. So on that end, my final verdict for episode 56 has to be a solid 9 out of 10. It was a great, awesome, phenomenal episode. Great animation, artwork, storytelling, depth, character building, character development, and action. And really cool, dark method stuff going all over the place. And can't wait for the next episode. We got Zamu's taking on Trunks, Goku taking on Black. Who is going to win? I get the feeling, and I hope this doesn't technically happen, but I get the feeling that the Omni King will have to be introduced at some point within these episodes. I kind of get that feeling. But if they do, I hope they do it for Zamu's. Like, okay, sure, like, Goku has to defeat Black in true Dragon Ball fashion. Okay, go do that. But Zamu's, he has to pay for his crimes for doing what he's done. Let the Omni King have him. Let Zeno go off on him so we can get a glimpse of the great Zeno's power. I mean, like, he can't just be the ultimate force in all the universes for nothing. We got to see some of that power. So that's kind of like my speculation, but we'll see with upcoming weeks and upcoming episodes. But overall, let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. Shameless plug time. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh12. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been Josh12.